Albert Pujols is back in the news because of managerial positions that he could be taking. And, part of the story is, hey, the Los Angeles Angels want him. He's a former player there, Artie Moreno's top choice. But then a report came out yesterday that he could be one of the top candidates for the Baltimore Orioles position. And my take on this is that the Orioles are way better positioned. They're way more stable of a team when it comes to owner, front office, and players. Why wouldn't you go for a team that seems more ready and more stable in Baltimore than have to go to LA? And it's just, you're in this rebuilding mode all the time.
When you're Albert Pujols and you're a sort of Hall of Famer, you've got that level of credibility, you get the feeling that you may get to choose a job. But in the real world, nobody gets to choose a job when it comes to being a manager. And while there may be interest from other teams, if Anaheim steps up and says, hey, we'll give you a 4-year deal, $5 million a year, please take this job, he may take the Anaheim job. But from the beginning, I've said he won't take that job because I just think that he doesn't want to be on the West Coast. He doesn't want to be there, period. So I would say that the East Coast, Baltimore, would be a better fit for him geographically. But I don't agree that he looks at the rosters and says, where's my better chance to win? Which team is my better opportunity? I don't believe that managers actually do that, especially managers who have never managed before.
I'm going to disagree there because let's say he's a top candidate for the Rockies job. Is that one after they've lost 100 plus games in consecutive years, almost set the record? Is that one where he's jumping on the opportunity to just be a manager because the Rockies are calling him? I'm going to say no. If the GM for in that situation can see that as a challenge and be like, hey, I want to be the one to rebuild the Rockies. Sure. Mm-hmm. But if you're a manager, you really don't have your fingers all over the roster like that.
All of what you're saying is intuitive and intuitively correct. The thing is, in my experience, managers don't examine the roster and use that as a deciding factor. They want to know the GM. They want to know what the relationship would be, what the owner's like for sure. They want to know if their family would want to live in the city. For sure, that's a much bigger factor than you think on a manager's side, not on a player's side. So I think that there's factors, but I don't think it is the arbitration status of the Orioles players that will be a factor. I don't think it's the amount of money that will be offered to him that will be a factor. I still believe it's geography. Pujols has a chance to be different. Normally players that good are not good managers, but I've heard nothing but good things about his ability to manage and to manage a front office and to manage players. So I'm excited to see him in the dugout.